Good evening, and welcome to Numpty News, the only bulletin brave enough to ask if the nation's official buildings are full of rats, leaks and busted lifts, who's actually run into place, to civil service or a family of fat whiskery bin ferrets in tiny ties. Tonight's top story comes from across the pond, where federal buildings are reportedly crumbling under a repair backlog so massive it could make a British council office look like Buckingham Flaming Palace. Right then, we're talking $50 billion worth of knackered pipes, dripping ceilings, broken elevators, and rodents having what can only be described as a municipal lad's holiday. In scenes reminiscent of a damp B&B in Blackpool after a plumbing disaster, workers have allegedly been dodging puddles, foul stenches, and suspicious scratching noises from behind walls thick with bureaucracy and probably old ham sandwiches. Right. Numpty News sent our crack team, and by crack team we mean 3 half-wits and a man with a torch from Poundland, to investigate. First up was Neville Trunkle, male, self-appointed building expert and former caretaker of the Bingo and Vape Social Club. It's an absolute shit tit, that. If a wall's sweating, the lift's dead, and a rat's got better access than the public, you haven't got an office. You've got a furry little parliament of bastards. So, strong words there from Neville, whose own shed recently failed a basic smell test. Also on the scene was Sharon Wibble, female, furious cleaner, and part-time distributor of unsolicited opinions.
Love. Listen here, that's bloody outrageous, innit? A custard cream vanishing into the ceiling. What's next? A rich tea baking itself in the skirting board? Honestly, I'd have a mop in one hand, a sledgehammer in t'other, and I'd be shouting, right, which one of you freeloading crumbs thinks it's paying rent next?
Shocked readers told us. How does a government lose control of its own buildings? Easy. Years of delays, endless committees, and grown adults in shiny shoes passing repair forms round like a venereal hot potato. Every time somebody asks for a new pipe, a new roof, or a lift that doesn't sound like Satan clearing his throat, the request apparently crawls through Congress slower than Trevor Muckspout after 6 pints and a dodgy prawn ring. Trevor Muckspout, male, amateur pest controller and full-time gobshite, offered a practical solution involving traps, sealant, and what may legally be described as too much enthusiasm.
Don't mess about with meetings. Give me a mop, a ferret, and 20 minutes. If the rat's wearing a lanyard, charge it council tax and stick it in management.
And if all that weren't enough, enter Belinda Guff, female lift engineer's daughter and campaigner for stairs-based dignity, who warned that broken elevators were causing daily scenes of despair, confusion, and upper-floor bladder emergencies.
You can't have a modern superpower where Doris from payroll is climbing 9 flights for a stapler while rain drips into her bra and a rat nicks her banana. It's embarrassing.
So there we are, the mighty administrative machine of a global power, reduced to damp carpets, feral squeaking, and lifts that have packed in harder than a pub pianist on bin day. Numpty News can only conclude that if officials want the buildings fixed, they should stop holding hearings and start asking the rats, because at this rate, those hairy little sods will own the deeds by Christmas. Good night, and to ensure you don't miss out on tomorrow's Numpty News, please subscribe.